Raven twice ducking it, but Rhino also able to dodge Raven both times while hitting the ropes. Very smart by the man-beast Rhino, as Raven just pounding away. But we're going to wait to see how this all plays out. Raven, very strange individual, and only time will tell what in the world Raven is even talking about. Nice belly-to-belly suplex by Rhino. Here comes the cover. There's one. There's two. And a kick out by Raven. Raven trying to go to 3-0 as a member of the Alliance. And again, he already turned down the one championship match, but if he keeps this impressive winning streak alive, he could be in line for another title opportunity very quickly. Here comes Rhino with another cover. There's one. There's only a one count. Rhino trying to pick up his first win as a member of the Alliance. Sidesteps Raven as Raven lands on his face, and now Rhino taunting Raven, wants him to do it again, and that time though might have been a mistake, as Rhino, he really needs to stay on top of things with Raven. Didn't do it there, and Raven, the veteran Raven, able to get the offense back. And that's what I like about Raven. He's got a veteran mindset. He is so smart, so wise to the business, and he knows everything, what it's all about from top to bottom. And Raven is just one hell of an athlete, one awesome competitor. And although he's a little strange, a little kooky, he is one of my favorites. He is pretty awesome. Raven with wearing that Get the F Out t-shirt referring to the WWF, and we hope we can get the F out this Sunday at Starrcade as that card just continues to light up and get bigger and better. Rhino with the cover, a one count, and Raven gets the shoulder up. Here comes Rhino, punch to the punch to the skull, and now tripping up Rhino, kicking him, punching him, knocking him back into the ropes, and now a forearm shot by Raven. Another shot, another kick. Down goes Rhino, bouncing into the ropes. He takes Rhino, DDTs him into the mat. Was that the even flow? The even flow. I don't know if it was, if he got all. No, Rhino just able to kick out. I do believe that was just a regular DDT, not an even flow. Raven now, again, we've seen this far too often here in the Alliance, taking his attention off of things and turning it to the referee. And now Raven working away at the ankles of Rhino. He's got him in a go behind, and now a sleeper hold, trying to weaken Rhino down. Down he goes. Here comes the cover by Raven, and the referee called for the rope break as Rhino had his hand on the bottom rope. See, in that instance, I gotta agree with the rope break, but I also like the new ruling. With the rope break. Wait a minute, one. There. Oh, no. I believe that was going to be three. My apologies there, Shivani. I thought that was going to be a 3 count. Raven looks like he's growing visibly more frustrated, not being able to put away the War Machine, the man-beast Rhino. Can't quite put him away. But this is exactly what Raven wanted, right? This is the intensity Raven wanted to see. I believe so, Paul. I believe this is exactly what Raven was hoping for. This is the intensity that he wants to see out of Rhino. He's finally getting it. I'm just going to sit right here on the announce table. This is too much standing. You see my chair slung across the arena. Wait a minute, Paul. Wait a minute. Shut up. There's a cover. There's one. There's two. Could this be the 3 count? No. Once again, Rhino kicks out, and Raven just continues to get more and more frustrated. And now, looking after the ref. Wait a minute, he's going to get your chair, Paul. Raven, this is not ECW rules. He can't let his emotions get ahead of him now. Come on, Raven, you gotta be smart about this. It's not ECW rules. Be very smart. Referee Kyoto needs to get that chair out of the ring. Raven slams down Rhino. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That's a disqualification. Yes, the first disqualification here on Alliance Nitro. My goodness, Raven's calling for a mic.
Rhino, I will see you this Sunday at Starrcade. It will be held under ECW rules, which means barbed wire, weapons, chairs, metal, blood. Rhino, I will remind you, I will remind Tommy Dreamer what it's like to be extreme. You two have forgotten what it's like to be extreme. we will remind you at Starrcade under ECW rules when we get hardcore. A revolution is coming to WCW and ECW, and Raven is gonna be the one to stop it. Scott Hudson here, along with the hardcore champion, Mr. Monday Night himself, Rob Van Dam, and it appears that Mr. Pay-Per-View, Mr. Monday Night, the whole effing show, has left without a match this Sunday at Starrcade.
Right, Scott, that's exactly what you would want to think. Well, I just want to tell you, I want to tell the fans that I might not have been acknowledging it, but these little videos that have been going on after Rob Van Dam's matches have not gone unnoticed. Rey Mysterio. I'm throwing the name out there. I know it's been taboo. We don't want to blow anything yet, but it's Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio trying to make a name for himself at the expense of Mr. Monday Night. He wants to come in and try to make an impact and do it on Mr. Monday Night's watch. Well, that's just fine by me. I've already talked with Stephanie. I know about the deals. I know about the contract signings. I know that Rey Mysterio is coming to the Alliance, and he wants to make a name for himself with Rob Van Dam. I personally can't blame him. I would want to make my Alliance debut against Rob Van Dam because I know Rob Van Dam could make me a star. I also know at the same time that it's a very stupid move and that Rob Van Dam could easily take the star right out of Rey Mysterio and end his Alliance career before it starts. But I have a lot of respect for Rey Mysterio, and I have for many years. I've never been able to hook up with him before. He was in ECW when I was in WCW. He was in WCW when I was in ECW. Our paths have never crossed. Rey Mysterio wants to make his debut against the whole effing show. Hey, fine by me. These videos, they've really come out. They've grabbed my attention. They haven't gone unnoticed. This Sunday at Starrcade, Rob Van Dam needs a matchup, and Rey Mysterio needs to make an impact. This Sunday at Starrcade, Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam, first time ever. Rey Mysterio, you better be careful about using Rob Van Dam as a stepping stone, because you're going to have to step really, really hard on RVD. Rey Mysterio, I'll see you this Sunday at Starrcade. Making his way down to the ring, one half of the Impact players, Lance Storm, to wrestle in singles action for the first time on Alliance Nitro. The Impact players getting their first win as a team in more than a year last week, and now Paul Heyman, a great ECW battle, one that I know you and Stephanie put together for tonight, not only to get Lance Storm prepared for the Dudley Boys this coming weekend at Starrcade, but also to get Rob Van Dam fired up for any challenges that he may see down the road. And should be a good matchup. These two met up in the very first ECW pay-per-view, Barely Legal, and they've had a fantastic match, and they've seen some action a few more times down the line, but first time they'll have wrestled each other in quite a while. And here comes the hardcore champion. He is Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam. Shivani, I told Stephanie McMahon on the road to Starrcade, we gotta get the best matches out there. We gotta have the best fights, the best brawls. And I said, if you're gonna have ECW, you gotta have Rob Van Dam, and you gotta have Lance Storm, two of the best technical, high-flying wrestlers here in Extreme Championship Wrestling. And these two, they are the best guys to possibly go at each other in order to get ready for that matchup coming up at Starrcade for Lance Storm. Just incredible. Tall task ahead of them as they go up against the Dudley Boys. RVD and Lance Storm, we have a stare down. Here we go. And oh, look at that. It was a game of chess before Van Dam finally went at Lance Storm. Storm grabbed him, slammed him down, and Van Dam returns the favor right back on Lance Storm. Sit down, senton. Here comes Storm and catches him right in the chin with that super kick. Down goes RVD. It's already been an action-packed night here tonight on Nitro, as it has been each and every week. We are just counting down the days until Starrcade, the very first Alliance pay-per-view, WCW ECW Starrcade, and we have many more to go, of course, coming up in January. It will be Guilty as Charged, the name of the very last ECW pay-per-view. There's a cover by Van Dam. There's one, there's two, and no, Lance Storm gets the shoulder up. Guilty as Charged, the very and a quick roll-up by Storm, cover one, and a kick-out by RVD. Guilty as Charged was the last ECW pay-per-view. It will be the very first ECW, WCW, or Alliance pay-per-view under an old ECW name. That's Guilty as Charged next month. But that's coming up down the line right now. We have RVD, we have Lance Storm, and we got a good match going on Nitro. I think Lance Storm's got the foot on the rope. That might be one of those instances as Storm barely kicks out where we're getting lenient on the rope breaks, but the referee missed that one. Probably should have broken that one up. Storm off the top turnbuckle. Van Dam tries to get out of the way, but no good. Storm catches him in the back of the head. That might have knocked out RVD. I speak too soon, and Van Dam able to kick out, but he runs right into a back body drop by Storm. Here comes Lance Storm, hammering away at the whole effing show. RVD, collar elbow tie-up now, picks him up on the shoulders, and he rolls through, slamming Van Dam to the mat. Storm heading to the outside of the ring, wants to go high risk, and slams down RVD. Storm back into the ring and misses with the crossbody, just overshoots Rob Van Dam. Van Dam trying to counter with a quick roll-up. There's a cover, there's one, then no, just a one count. And that's why they call it high risk, Shivani, because when they come off the top rope, it's about a 50-50 shot. You make it, you do all kinds of damage to your opponent, but if you miss, hey, that's crash and burn time. Storm catches RVD. No, RVD grabs Lance Storm, tosses him back. Van Dam heading to the outside of the ring. And here comes a high-risk maneuver by RVD. Storm able to bounce out of the way, hit the ropes, come back, and down goes Rob Van Dam. One fluid motion to take RVD off his feet. And now Lance Storm can't connect. He hits the referee. And in one fluid motion, Van Dam able to respond. Tim White still a little groggy, down for the count. And my goodness, it's action-packed right now. Fans, you do not want to miss the remainder of this matchup. Nitro will return. We are back. WCW ECW Alliance Nitro. You have not missed much, as you just saw. Van Dam was working over the ankles, trying to work a little submission tactics into the submission specialist, Lance Storm. Unable to get Lance Storm to surrender, but doing some damage. Storm with a quick cover as we get out of the break, and Van Dam gets the shoulder up. It's been such a fantastic matchup. These two are pretty evenly matched. Lance Storm so a little more of the submission specialist kind of moves than RVD might do, but Lance Storm, a great bred, chiseled athlete. Storm ties up Van Dam, brings him in, clothesline, dropping RVD. And yes, look at Lance Storm. He is proud of himself. The Impact players have made a huge impact since reuniting in WCW and ECW. Lance Storm made some small waves during the initial run of the Alliance when we took out the WWF. But in the end, Lance Storm, didn't